Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymox, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be at about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's happening? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. The seat of our pants. How's it going, Jamie?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah. How's everybody in the chat room doing? What's that?
You know, nothing to complain about at the moment, so I say it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Glad that we're here and hanging out. My head's not exploding this week.
That's good. Turquoise said they missed me Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. I missed myself Sunday. Wow. I've been playing music every week, every Sunday this week, and normally I have a gig on Sunday. So it's hard for me to get back in time for Paranormal Soup. But this Sunday was special. I had a gig, but I didn't play that gig. Why, you say? Why didn't you play that gig? Because I spent the whole day, to say it nicely, in the bathroom pretty much.
Tossing your cookies.
Barfing and a pooping. Man. Luckily, my go-to buddy, I called him Sunday morning and I was like, please tell me you can fill in for me in my band today. So luckily I got a fill in for me. His name's Robert too, so it works out good.
That's great.
But yeah, I didn't get paid this Sunday. I apparently got some food poisoning, or I don't know. You know, I went to a Rockhound gathering over on the Swanee River Friday. Went and played disc golf all day Saturday. 36 holes of disc golf. Came home, felt great. Ate 2 pieces of pizza. Took a little nap. Woke up with worm belly. Felt like I swallowed a bucket full of earthworms.
Oh my God.
Who then later...
That's the weirdest description too. When you said that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was bad.
I can't think of any time I could ever describe my stomach as feeling like worm belly.
It was bad. I went to sleep, and I had a stomach ache. But, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. It's a stomach ache. I took a stomach pill. I'm like, I'll feel better. I ate like a couple of crackers or something. Darcy woke me up. It was like 5 a.m. And she's like, how do you feel? And I'm like, oh, I think I'm okay. Why? And she's like, I've been crapping and barfing. I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Once I woke up and I was laying there and I remember saying, I'm just waiting my turn. And within about 10 minutes, my turn came around. And wow.
What Christina says. And happy birthday, Christina.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I missed it. I got behind on the articulals here.
I put up. She says it sounds like norovirus. The gut is rolling. It's super nasty. She hears.
Yeah, dude, it was nasty. I can vouch for that.
Does that last 24 hours usually? The norovirus?
It kicked my ass, literally. Yeah, you're sick when you're sitting on. Yeah, it might be TMI, but you're sitting on the toilet and you're shitting lava and you're puking in the trash can at the same time. How's that for disgusting? It was bad. It was bad. Glad that was over. My stomach's still not right though. Haven't really got back to complete normal. I mean, I'm okay, but just not like for tonight. So for dinner tonight, I had some English toast with a bit of cheese and a slice of tomato. Just not like wanting to like chow down on anything. I told Jamie the first night I felt better. I ate a small steak and a potato, and that was not what you want to put on an empty stomach. It stayed put, but
stayed put,
but it was fighting a little bit.
Papa says the purge.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, you're just doing good. Now you're on your ass again. Like, what the hell? Just after like going like this, like fucking figures.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it was virus or food or a combo of the two, but whoo, it was nasty. And that's the only thing, it couldn't, I don't know, food poison usually hits pretty quick.
That's what I was just going to say. 4 hours seems like a long time.
But I was
all of a sudden it hit you.
Yeah, I was asleep, but.
Doesn't matter. You get woken up like, shit.
But when I was over on the Swanee River, we stopped at this Busy Bees, like a truck stop place. And I went in and got these, gas station sandwiches.
Oh, Rob.
And they were all wrapped, they were like, they weren't made there.
You didn't tell me that you got a gas station sandwich. There you go, dude.
Yeah, but why would it hit so late? 2 days later.
It's like 45 minutes to an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I do remember looking at the sandwiches, going, we're at the Busy Bee. I hope we don't bring a stomach ache home with these. And man, little did I know.
No, you knew. You just
24 hours later
get the sandwich.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm glad you're okay today, though.
Yeah.
And you learned a lesson. No more Busy Bee sandwiches, even if they're wrapped up.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing that we ate the same was that sandwich and some chips. And actually my sandwich was different than hers. But it was weird because we got home that night and she gave a little bit of the meat off the sandwich to the dog, and the dog puked that night.
Rob,
So
gas station meat? You're eating gas station meat.
yeah,
What kind of meat was it? Chicken? Like royalty said, was it a chicken sandwich?
No, mine was turkey, kind of the same. And hers was
Well,
ham.
bird flu. You probably got some sort of weird bird flu.
Oh man. But you know, I ate it and I felt fine. Felt completely fine. Woke up the next morning early.
Through you.
Woke up the next morning early and went and played 36 holes of disc golf, walked my ass off, plenty of exercise, no stomach cramps, no nothing. Came home, felt great, ate 2 pieces of pizza, and got the death sentence after
you see
that.
What Linda said? It can take like 2 days to show up.
Wow. Well, maybe it was.
Yeah. Anytime I've ever had it, it's always happened like within 45 minutes or an hour, it feels like.
Yeah. Too.
Like it hits me fast and then I just start puking my.
No public water drinking.
Am I locking up?
Yeah.
I knew I was pushing it.
Yeah, could be. I don't know what it was. I'm glad it made its appearance in the left. Yeah, Zach, multitasking. I was definitely multitasking. It was not fun.
Oh, funny. I've never heard that referred to as multitasking.
Yeah. I'm taking probiotics. I'm drinking like health drinks, and well, not tonight. I'm drinking Arnold Palmer iced tea, but yeah, I've been eating good. I've been taking greens drinks with probiotics and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, my body revolted on me.
This says sometimes we eat something we wish we hadn't.
Yeah, I did eat it.
This broad says food poisoning. This woman doctor says food poisoning generally takes about 6 hours to take effect, but most people get through it all right. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's got an MD in front of her after her name.
I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that normally would just pack my lunch and take it with me. Oh no, there's a great place to eat there. Yeah, bullshit. I'm bringing my food. That way I know who made it, what's in it. And if I get sick, I got nobody to blame but myself. And I didn't do that. That weekend we left and took the dogs with us, and we brought water and some crackers, and that was about it.
Did you know there's like even more rare side effects to food poisoning than like the ones I don't even want to read? You can get like blurred or double vision, loss of movement in limbs, problems with swallowing, tingling or numbness in your skin, weakness, changes in the sound of your voice, and headaches from food poisoning.
Yeah, my head's been hurting, and so now my voice changes, and I've got blurry vision. Yeah, I've had a bit of a headache. My vision has been really blurry.
Since then, or since the pressure change and all that?
Since then, yeah, since I've been sick.
All right.
Since I've been sick, yeah. I don't know. It sucked. I know that much. It sucked the life out of me.
It does not sound good.
I didn't get out of bed other than to go to the bathroom. I didn't get out of bed till 9:30 that night. And I thought, I can go on the show and at least help out with the World Wide Web. But no, I can't.
I'm glad you didn't. You needed just to rest.
Sleep. I got plenty of rest. That's all I did. I was laying in bed and I was all nauseous, and I was at that point where I would lay there and I was afraid to move because I knew if I moved, I would awake the beast.
Oh God, no.
So I just had to lay there and not move. Because as soon as I moved and went to roll over or something, I'm off to the races. Yep. Hateful.
Yeah, it is good you didn't end up in the hospital. That's the last place you want to go.
Yeah. And poor dogs, man. Our poor dogs are hungry, and we're both like crapping and puking, and
plus you're getting them
the thought of food.
Chicken.
Yeah, the thought of food or anything was just completely repulsive at that point. And my dogs are like, dude, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I just couldn't go in there. I got a whole bunch of ground turkey that I cooked for them, and there's just no way I could look at ground turkey without just like yakking on the floor. So they didn't eat till like 10:30 or 11 o'clock that night. They're like, dude, you may be sick, but hey, we're kind of hungry. Sorry, little fur fellows, fur girls. I'm like, come on, you're both fat. You can hold that a day. You can help me out. Yeah. Yep. It was funny. You know, it was like the next day we were talking about it, and I was like, you know, it's funny. Like when Darcy and me very first started going out, we went to 20, almost 30 years ago. God, I'm not that old. We went to Outback Steakhouse one night, and we got a bloomin' onion.
I bet you did.
Let's just say that bloomin' onion. Oh, it was blooming all right. And it was about to bloom out my ass by the time we left the restaurant. And I'm like, you know, like when you're dating somebody new and you don't want to like
grease?
I guess. I don't know.
That's all you ate was that? It had to be like the grease running through. Yeah,
we had, I don't know, we got a dinner too, but it was that damn onion. I haven't had one since. That was almost 30 years ago. It was that bad. Yeah, we left there, and I'm doing the penguin walk to the car, trying to be cool. And I was like, hey, you want to go to Walmart? Because Walmart was like right up the street there. And I'm thinking, they got a big bathroom in there. And she's like, yeah, let's go to Walmart. We both had the
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, like when you first start, you first meet somebody, it's like you're mortified, but after 20 years or so, you're like, oh, whatever. You got the shit? Yeah, I got the shit. I'm shitting lava. How about you? Yeah, oh yeah, puking too. Just don't care anymore.
No.
It's funny the things you can talk about. Yeah. It's funny the things you can talk about on a public show with all your friends, right?
Yeah. You want me to
after a while, I'm like, do you have any of the toilet paper that has lotion in it?
That's funny. I just actually got Charmin the other day, the first time in like 6 years, because I got screwed on the value pack of 4. Like it shrunk. My mom laughed at me. She's like, what the hell is that? It was like $5. I actually had sticker shock looking at it because I'm like, $4.99 for like 4 rolls of like this toilet paper is like this big.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? And so I picked it up, and then I got pushed out by these rude people, like with their cart. And I was trying to get back, but it was like, oh, screw it. So I got it. And then I seen it. It was like on sale for 14 something and says 17. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get the damn Charmin this time.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Everything's getting like cut. Like the Texas toast, it used to be a certain size. Now that's like hell is smaller.
Yeah.
Like everything is just different. And I don't like it. Tourists do not like change. We like to be secure. We like to be grounded. We like to know what's going on.
Yep.
We like to make changes when we are ready.
10-pound bag of ice is now 7 pounds, but the price has gone up a little bit. It's like the bag of ice got smaller, but the price got bigger.
Papa. You want me to do this meteorite one?
Sure.
I'm hoping everything like loads. So we got a Japanese astronomer catches a meteorite smashing into the moon. He captured the telltale flash of a meteorite impacting the moon, causing a brief flash on our celestial neighbor's night side. And I'm locked up. Breathe. Daiichi Fuji, curator of a museum, recorded the event using cameras set to monitor the moon. And then he says what his settings were. Meteors travel, okay. Meteors travel on average at around 30,000 miles per hour or 8.3 miles per second. Their high velocity impacts generate intense heat and creates craters, while also giving out a brilliant flash of visible light. Moon impacts can be seen from Earth as captured above if they are large enough and occur in an area during lunar nighttime facing Earth. This is all in like Japanese. Wait. Oh. The newly created crater could be around a dozen meters in diameter and may eventually be imaged by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter or India's Chandrayaan-2 lunar probe, Fuji said. While meteors collide with Earth every day, the vast majority of these burn up completely on contact with the atmosphere. The moon, however, has only an exosphere, meaning meteors that would not reach Earth's surface commonly impact the moon, creating its crater-covered appearance. These rocks constantly pound the lunar surface, sometimes breaking it down to fine particles or lunar soil. Capturing these events also has science value, helping scientists learn the rate of impacts on the lunar surface, which is all the more relevant with the U.S. and countries preparing to send astronauts to the moon. So, this is the space rock hitting.
Let me turn that down so we don't get,
Yeah.
knocked by the old YouTube and the Facebook. You can see it. It hits right there where the thing pops up. Right where the arrow is. Boom. Bada boom. Big bada boom.
Big bottom boom.
A dozen meters in diameter. That's pretty good size, It's like, what, 30, 40 feet?
Something like that. I'm just going to take your word for it.
Ah! Yeah.
For sure, Marie.
I always wonder, like, yeah, I think Twinkies got smaller too. Not that I eat them anymore, but yeah. And the other thing that pisses me off, I don't eat them that
They got
often.
smaller a long time ago.
Yeah. You could buy a bag of chips now.
Mm.
You're lucky if that shit's a quarter of the way full. And a bag of chips, like, Lay's or something, they're like freaking $5 in the grocery.
$5 for the skinny regular bag.
Yeah. It's like, come on, at least fill it, halfway or 3/4. Either that or it's all crumbs. It's like somebody smashed them all up. I could keep bitching.
Can you hear all the helicopters again?
Hmm.
There's like 2 or something out there and something else. They're just. Yeah, I remember my dad a long time ago. He was hella pissed because he got a Hot Pocket. And he's like, this does not look like the one on the box. Because it always says, details enlarged to show images enlarged to show detail. He got pissed, took pictures, and like mailed it to them and stuff. Nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
But I'm like that now. I'm like, God damn, look at the Texas toast.
Yep. The Texas crouton.
Right?
Yeah. And nothing's like it was.
Nope. Mix some cricket powder and shit. You can't even the croissants. I hadn't had one in hell long, and I eat it, and I was like, the texture is weird. And then I'm like, I think this has cricket powder in it. The biscuit doesn't rise right anymore. Like all sorts of stuff you can and I'm like, well, of course it's going to happen if like they're out of flour and oats and everything, all tied up over there. Then you're going to have, what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. We were in the grocery store. Was it today? Yeah, it was today. And that's where we got this English toast at. We walked down the cracker aisle, and I swear I heard this.
You just tripped me out.
Yep. It was everything has weird stuff in it. Bioengineered. This and that. Weird ingredients, cricket dicks, and I'm just not, I just assume not eat it.
Oh, but you can eat grubs too, and toads. They're really encouraging people to start, going toad fishing.
Yeah. Those people encouraging you to eat bugs
are not eating bugs.
You can bet your ass they ain't eating bugs. Oh man, what are we gonna do?
Deal with it.
Share the screen here. That's what we'll do.
All right.
What the hell? The holes freak you out, Some people. What is that?
Jeff does. He has that.
Does he? Yeah. What is that?
And that's why when I was having that thing happen in the car that day, and I told you I like distracted myself by showing him the mandala. Yeah. And then I'm like, look, zoom in. He's like, freaking out. He goes, remember that shit freaks me out. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, and I was zooming it in on you.
Yeah.
I'm like, look though, look how cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Zach. I mean, I could eat frog legs. I've eaten them before.
A whole frog doesn't have to die. Just to have 2 little legs that you're going to forget about in 5 minutes anyway.
Well, if you're starving, though, if it's Armageddon, it's the end of the world.
Well, shit, it's not the end of the world yet.
That's true.
So we shouldn't resort to having to eat the frogs.
Strip them of their legs and leave them.
We need to go raid the freaking Springfield Underground.
Yeah, really.
Take all the food back.
Kraft macaroni.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's this at? Here we go. Why scientists have been left scratching their heads over images of a particular phenomenon on the surface of Mars. Like giant dark-colored chocolate buttons. What? Is that what that looks like? Chocolate buttons. Chocolate buttholes. These dunes, which were captured by a high-resolution imaging science experiment, or otherwise HIRISE.
I didn't see this yet.
Camera system on board NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. God, that's a lot of words. Spacecraft, MRO. They look nothing like ever seen on the red planet before. Sand dunes of many shapes and sizes are common on Mars. A press release by the University of Arizona states, in this example, the dunes are almost perfectly circular, which is highly unusual. They are slightly asymmetrical with steep slip faces on the south ends. This indicates that the sand generally moves to the south, but the winds may be variable. Exactly how these particular dunes came to form, however, currently remains a complete mystery. Maybe they, I don't know. They look like holes, but they say they're dunes. I was like, if they're holes, maybe they got peppered by a astrological impact of small,
like a
chocolate.
shotgun.
Yeah, chocolate asteroids.
One of them looks like a worm coming out of it, or like a big smeared one.
Yep. I don't know. Stranger things have happened, I suppose. But yeah, that's
well, I'll tell you something strange.
Oh, I'll show you something strange.
I'll show you something strange.
Let's see it.
Well, this one isn't exactly strange, but remember recently again, like, what was it, 28 girls passed out after using a Ouija board at school or something like that. Another one.
Yeah, nothing strange about that at all.
And there's been like 4 or 5 of these stories that have happened like in the same place. I think Columbia.
Yeah.
I hate having to turn cookies off every time I go in here to reopen the. Well, this is the Exorcist police, and he claims 28 girls opened a doorway to evil with the Ouija board. I was waiting for this to come out. Of course, someone was going to say that. A police officer who now works as an exorcist has suggested the reason that 28 girls fell ill in Colombia is because they opened a doorway to evil while they were playing with their Ouija board. The schoolgirls were hospitalized after suffering from anxiety and fainting episodes on February 27th. The 28 students at the Galeras Educational Institution in Pasto, Southern Colombia, were taken to SUCRE department where they were treated. I guess that's like their doctor, maybe. I don't know. Chris DeFloro, a former NYPD cop, travels the U.S. performing exorcisms with his wife Harmony and claims to rid homes and individuals of evil spirits. I guess there's that many exorcists that need to be done, and he can just drive around and do it. He has now claimed theories that something evil is happening in the area that is targeting children spiritually, and it's not being addressed. Despite the claims, there's no evidence that Ouija boards cause illness or sickness. The self-described religious demonologist, who was an officer for the New York Police Department for 19 years, operates the nonprofit organization New York Demonic Investigation. And you don't see too many cops. Like, it's hard for cops to actually believe in that side of things too. I mean, there are some. But it's strange to see like an ex-cop, end up doing this. The Ghostbuster, whose tools are simply the Bible and prayer, said his skills derive directly from his Catholic faith, medical and police training, and years running his NGO. DeFloro said early methods relating to what we know as the Ouija board have been around since the 6th century BC. It is used as a communication device to open the doors to a spiritual realm. When looking at the spiritual cases in Colombia, it's important to note that the incident is not an isolated case. Currently, there are 5 documented cases occurring at multiple schools in the country after the use of Ouija boards by teens, and potentially more incidents that are not documented. For example, one previous incident mentions a teen girl standing up, speaking a strange language, and hitting her brother with a stick. Another incident reported just last year states that a group of teens collapsed at school and suffered from violent vomiting, abdominal pain, and muscle spasms after using a Ouija board to contact the dead. That's crazy. He added one possibility is that something evil is happening in the area that is targeting children spiritually and it's not being addressed. The demonologist said, well, most cases have been dismissed as food. I was just going to say, maybe they ate a bad pizza too and, got food poisoning. While most cases have been dismissed as food poisoning, unclean water, or another rational explanation, they exclude an obvious one. A doorway to evil might have been opened. The children all began manifesting symptoms after using the Ouija board. This is the one common denominator being overlooked, dismissed, or potentially covered up. Some questions to think about. Why were the children using Ouija boards in school? Where did they get them? And that's something I was wondering this whole time too. Like, is that a normal thing out there in Colombia that they have Ouija boards in class?
Exactly.
And has the same board been used in multiple incidents? What or who were the children trying to invoke? These are all questions that need to be investigated, and it leads one to be curious that a statement clarifying the issue in the aftermath was not commented on by school officials or authorities. Mr. DeFloro said, though Ouija boards are presented as just your typical board game, that is hardly the case. These are tools created to open up doors to the other dimensions and should not be tampered with. Adults and children should be warned that using a Ouija board for any reason will put your life and your soul at risk. There is enough evidence here to look into and investigate all of the incidents together and try to connect the dots to see if they opened a specific door to the demonic that was never meant to be opened. The Ghostbuster added, there may be more at risk here than just an isolated incident at the school, but something that could follow them the rest of their lives if not dealt with correctly. And, I don't like posh that idea because, for shits and giggles, I think somebody should find out, just to see like what was going on like in each of these incidences and hit those questions just to see. I mean, you have to kind of look at all possibilities, even if it sounds like, far-fetched or ridiculous, You gotta keep an open mind and still kind of look into stuff, because it is weird that this has happened so many times. And why are they using boards at school?
Yeah.
In Colombia, like what's going on out there?
Exactly. It's like, you go over to the little lending library, section, and here's this book on math, and here's one. Here's Ouija board. Let me check that out.
And here's your Ouija board.
Up next on The Exorcist Police, 28 girls summon evil. Yeah. Don't touch it. It's evil. Who knows what movie that's from? Mom, Dad, don't touch it. It's evil. What movie is that from? Let's see. Yes, they order the neck croc. You know what it is? It's a great movie.
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, it's a must watch. It's a must watch.
I had to look it up.
It's a very good movie. So, hormonal teenage girls can summon a demon with one look. Exactly. I've seen it happen.
That was the age that we had some crazy stuff happen by accident. Yeah. We fixed it. Not with a weight. Well, there could have been one involved, but I know why. What happened. It didn't have to do with the board.
Well, this one, Roman era tomb. It was open, was found to have magical dead nails to ward off restless dead.
We found some cool ones.
They were protecting the living from the dead. What? Let's see what it says about this. It says, oh, I don't know. What does it say? I can't find the freaking article. Archaeologists have discovered a 2,000-year-old tomb in Turkey that was sealed off to protect the living from the dead. Unearthed at a famed archaeological site of sunglasses. No, it doesn't say sunglasses. It's Sagalasses. I don't know. In the country's southwest. The tomb, which dates back to AD 100 to 150, wow, that's old, contains evidence to suggest that the people of the time were terrified that the dead might rise up from the grave to haunt the living. Now, what would give them that idea? That's what makes you go, had they seen it before? So great was the fear that they had seemingly scattered several dozen bent and twisted nails known as dead nails around the edges of the tomb's cremation pile before sealing the whole thing off with bricks and plaster. Damn, they didn't want them coming out of that. The burial was closed off with not one, but two or three different ways that can be understood as attempts to shield the living from the dead, or the other way around. Archaeologist and study first Arthur John Clays of Catholic University Leuven in Belgium told Live Science several funeral items were also unearthed at the site, including woven baskets, coins, ceramic vessels, glassware, and food remains. It seems clear that the deceased was buried with all appropriate aplomb. It seems likely that was a subtle way of parting with a loved one at this time. So my question now is, if they were that afraid of them then, what's going to happen to the people that dug them up now? Goes back to my question of, when is it okay to like dig a dead body up?
Where's the line?
Where's the line between archaeologist and just good old-fashioned grave robbing? Let's dig them up and take all the things they were buried with, including the dead nails that kept them from coming back. Well, they apparently unearthed the dead nails, so now they've released that hell on earth. So I don't know.
Why not? I mean, we're like thawing out zombie viruses and doing all these cool things right now.
Yep.
Might as well.
Exactly. Might as well push it to the absolute literal edge and then beyond. The hell's wrong with people? I say that every week. What the hell is wrong with people?
This one we have, this is kind of cool, I think. A 3 million year old discovery may rewrite the history of intelligent life on Earth.
I didn't know there was.
Huh?
I didn't know there was intelligent life on Earth.
Neither did I, right? It was like way before this time era. Yeah. For years, researchers have believed that human ancestors in Ethiopia were the first beings to use crude stone tools about 2.6 million years ago. But a recently published study introduces new findings that suggest tool making occurred over 300,000 years prior in a completely different location and by a species that isn't even an ancestor to modern humans. A so-called Oldowan tool making is often portrayed as something of a landmark in history, allowing for efficient. These chat bot AI articles are driving me insane.
In the membrane. Insane in the brain.
Allowing for efficient processing of food. So they use the tools to process food. The advent of these advanced, at the time, tools is widely seen as a milestone in the development of culture and has remained a touchstone in scientists' investigations into the timeline of the emergence of human intelligence. The paper in Science, which was co-authored by researchers spanning various institutions, describes the site in Kenya that dates to 3.032 to 2.581 million years ago. Archaeologists have been excavating the site since 2015 and discovered 330 artifacts, including tools, 1,776 bones, 2 molars, but not belonging to any direct human ancestors. With these tools, you can crush better than an elephant's molar can and cut better than a lion's canine can. The Oldowan technology was like suddenly evolving a brand new set of teeth outside your body, and it opened up a new variety of foods on the African savanna to our ancestors. The researchers were able to date the tools back to 2.9 million years ago, much earlier than previous records of stone tool use. This is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, example of Oldowan technology. This shows the toolkit was more widely distributed at an earlier date than people realized. While it's an impressive feat that the tools were made so long ago to begin with, they were also very fully functional. Alongside the tools, researchers discovered the bones of 2 hippos, demonstrating that the hominins were able to utilize the tools to process and eat large animals. Most incredibly, the paper also chronicles the team's discovery of another type of molars. It's not, okay, the Paranthropus genus is not an ancestor to modern Homo sapiens. So they're called like whatever that word is, molars, but rather a kind of evolutionary cousin. The molars are the oldest fossilized Paranthropus remains ever found. While it's widely believed that Oldowan tools were first used by human ancestors in the Homo genus, the discovery of the tools in conjunction with the molars suggests that our evolutionary relatives may have also wielded these stone tools, and that the real history of the early Homians is more nuanced than we thought. And then they go on to talk about the way they process them, the way they date the tools. So yeah, finding new stuff every day.
Every day.
Sometimes twice a day.
At least. Makes you think. Makes you wonder. Uh-oh, I got a ding. An Amazon package has shipped.
Oh. Presents.
So I got this little story here. Maybe not. There we go. Sci-fi author recalls childhood encounter with V-shaped UFO. Really, does he now? This is just one of those little weird things. What Dan Harary, why do you got such a weird last name, Dan? He writes the night before science. Oh, God, let me just start all over. What Dan Harary writes might be science fiction, but what he saw as a child one afternoon back in 1970 was very much the real deal. Born in Asbury Park, New Jersey. See, that's why he was seeing things. He was hanging around that hippie town there. Anyways, Harary hadn't thought much about the possibility of alien visitors until the day in 1970 when he saw something that would stick with him for the rest of his life. He was 14 years old, and at the time, his father had been driving him home from Hebrew school where he caught sight of something hovering nearby and called out for him to pull over. What he saw, a huge silver V-shaped UFO, left him struggling to believe his own eyes. It was maybe 200 feet in the air, completely silent, and it was just hovering. It just went very, very, very slowly over my neighborhood, and I could not believe what I was seeing. My father looked at it like he was just thinking about what he had to buy at the grocery store the next day. He had no interest. Just the look on my father's face was like he had seen it 100 times already. When they got home, Harari phoned up a local newspaper, and he was told that they received a number of calls about the object. Nothing about it, however, was ever published. Thinking back on the incident now, the 66-year-old believes that his father, who was a military engineer who had worked on several top secret projects, knew exactly what he was looking at. He even recalled being given a knowing wink at the time, but his dad said nothing about it. Harari would go on to see other UFOs during his lifetime, but never did find out what the object was he had seen that day back in 1970 with his father. His father died in 2017, ultimately took anything he may have known about it to the grave. I don't know. Could it be? Not going to say it's aliens, but could it be?
Could it be?
Could it be extra testicles?
Oh, I saw that. Wolfie sent that article about the blob twice the width of the U.S. is heading towards Florida's coast. Like you got the red tide. Got the red tide going on. Now you've got this huge blob coming at you.
It's a huge, huge blob. We always get a huge blob, that hits
Twice
us.
the size of the U.S.?
No, not that big. We usually get a big blob of seaweed this time of year, But, yeah, that's huge. Twice the size of the U.S.
It seems like every year or every 2 years for the last maybe 5, the ocean has like barfed up something significantly. Like one year it was all starfish that an ocean barfed up somewhere. And then another place it was like all sand dollars or something that barfed up. And then another one barfed up. It was just like all of one thing. And it was a crap load of it.
Yeah.
This I thought was kind of cool. It's a CCTV. And when I noticed the thing fall in the video, you'll see like a little like looking orb thing go by. And at first I was like, oh, that orb thing went by right when it falls. But you see some other like things flying around like that. So it might be dust or flies, little gnats or something. So I don't know. But just in general, this falling over looked, and the way the kids like sat up looked kind of like legit to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to read the whole thing because I kept losing my internet. A stepmom shouted at the kids for messing about at night. They discovered the sinister truth behind the noise. CCTV footage reveals the moment a box of Legos crashed to the floor from a chest of drawers while her 3 stepchildren slept in the bed next to it, leaving one cowering under the blanket in terror. And when I was looking at it, it didn't look like it was like off, like sitting at a weird angle or anything either. Yeah. While John 7, Paul 5 slept through the commotion, David 7 jumped up before Kira rushed in to find out where the noise had come from, and found Lego pieces scattered all over the floor. The 18-year-old mom-to-be says she assumed David was trying to play with his toys rather than sleep and told him off, but decided to check the footage when he insisted he hadn't gotten out of bed. It's feared that a supernatural entity pushed the toy box off the shelf as the children slept. Kira, who works as a nanny, said it isn't the first creepy incident she's experienced since moving into the apartment with her partner, Anthony Pasquella, who is 35. So she's 18 and he's 35. As she constantly feels watched and hears voices at night. She says she immediately freaked out and showed the video to her non-believer Anthony, arguing that she finally had proof of the supernatural. Kira from Utah said it was about 8 p.m. The kids had just gone to bed and were just falling asleep. I was in my room and I heard an extremely loud noise, so I went in and the Lego was everywhere. I thought the kids had knocked it over. I thought they were trying to sneak it in to play at night. I kind of got mad at David and asked what he was doing because it was his bedtime. He was saying he didn't do anything. He said, I didn't touch it, I promise. We have cameras to watch the kids. I watched it back because I didn't want to blame them if it wasn't them. In my mind, I thought it was 100% them, but I realized it wasn't. It scared David. He jumped up and freaked out. I immediately freaked out. I didn't know what was going on. To me, it looked like it had been pushed. The way it fell was so sudden, you had to put pressure on it. It's a heavy box for it to have fallen on its own. It would have fallen hours ago if it was on the edge. It confused me. The box wasn't on the edge. Oh, so they did look at that too. I didn't get to see this part. The box wasn't on the edge. It was right in the middle, and it's never fallen before. There was no movement, no earthquake or anything. I've watched the video so many times, and the kids didn't bump it. It just fell for some reason. It had been in that same position all day. For it to fall randomly like that just didn't make sense to me. I think there's something supernatural going on. I think it was pushed, but I don't know why. I was uncomfortable for the rest of the night. Kira believes she has evidence that someone is trying to make her aware of their presence, and even Anthony has been left baffled by the video. Kira said Anthony isn't a believer in the supernatural. Even he was freaked out and confused when he saw the video, but he just said it is what it is. I think it's proof of the supernatural. I've told Anthony about the cameras and voices, and he thinks I'm losing my mind, but that video made him curious. I know a lot of loved ones who have passed. I don't know if they're trying to get my attention. She said she suspected there was something supernatural in the apartment since she moved in 9 months ago. Then it wouldn't be one of her relatives. After hearing voices and getting the feeling she was being watched, she explained, I'm there by myself all day, and I've heard many weird sounds. It's an apartment complex, so it's hard to distinguish the sounds with the neighbors. The cameras didn't detect movement. I constantly get messages saying there's movement, but there's no one there. It's really weird. I constantly feel a presence. I never feel comfortable there. When I dress, I'm looking behind my shoulder like I'm being watched. Once I woke up to voices in the living room. I thought Anthony had come home, so I went to say hi to him, and there was nobody there. I hear the kids whispering, and I check the cameras, and they're asleep. I don't feel scared in the apartment. I feel like it's a safe person. I think it's my grandpa Ron. He passed away when I was 9, and I'm going through a hard time right now. So I think that was his way of letting me know he's here for me. I guess whatever helps you sleep at night. This stuff didn't happen before I came along. Maybe I'm paranoid or brought it with me. Anthony said there were no strange incidents until she moved in. I was confused when I saw the video. I don't really believe in the supernatural. It's hard to say. And this is him. I do believe in angels, but I don't think they're on this earth. I think there's another explanation for the Legos falling, or it was pushed. Why or what pushed it? I have no clue. I think it does look like it was pushed, but there's always an explanation of something like this happening. So let's watch it and see what you guys think. That looked like I had some force behind it.
Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me in the middle of the night.
It didn't just fall. It looked like even as it was falling, it just like picked up speed somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it is the ex-wife. Put a mojo on it. Come here, steal my husband with your little hot pants on, sassy ass self.
She's 18 and like a ready family, 3 kids.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
35-year-old boyfriend.
Biting off a chunk right there.
At 18. That's a lot. Just sit home in the apartment all day. Not, if that's your thing, that's cool.
3 kids.
Wouldn't be a lot for me.
Must be Daddy Warbucks or something. Jason, I think there's a lot more to the story. Yes. Something fishy something going down. Wow. Man, I don't know. This one is, let's see, what do I have here? Okay, I'm going to do this one just because it's been rolling around. Oh, let me show this first one. I got two short clips. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me just do this one. I think the gas station food is still affecting my brains. Just go ahead and do this one first. I'm acting like a total Riri. Trucker captures eerie dash cam footage on highway. Ghost in Arizona. I don't know. You guys watch this and see what you think. There's something there. What it is, I don't really know. This is it right here in the picture. I got the video too. But I don't know. We'll see what it is here in a minute when I play the video. But creepy footage has emerged showing an eerie figure standing at the side of a stretch of open highway in the dark. You add all those combos together, and it could, anything could be creepy standing on the edge of the road on a long stretch of highway in the dark. According to reports, William Church had been driving along State Route 87 at around 2:30 a.m. on March 11th when he spotted a strange, transparent figure standing at the side of the road. Maybe he ate a gas station sandwich too and suffered what I was suffering on Sunday. The location, which was a few miles between Phoenix and Payson, was otherwise deserted with no other cars around, no reason for anyone to be walking there in the middle of the night. The figure was just standing in the roadway as I passed by, and it looks like you can see lines through the legs. The driver recalled the truck's dash cam even managed to capture footage of the figure, thus providing there was definitely something there that night, and it wasn't just the driver's imagination. The particular stretch of road has seen more than its fair share of fatal car accidents over the years, and some locals have come to believe that it's haunted. So this could be video evidence of something paranormal, or was it a ghostly figure? Was it just a regular person who happened to be walking along the road at the time? I don't know. Let's take a look at the video and see if we can figure out just exactly what it was that this lonely trucker in the middle of the night saw. Here we go. Okay, I got to take that music out of there. I'll be getting a ding ding. There it was. It's going to go back and show it slow, and then I'm going to stop it. It's coming up on it just after this arrow to the right there. The merge arrow. Maybe it was just a ghost trying to merge. Right there it is. What does it look like? I don't know. It kind of looks like legs, but it doesn't look like a body.
When I first saw this, I don't remember who sent it to me. I didn't even see it because I was on my phone. I kept looking at that reflector up front, or mile marker, whatever that is. I'm like, that light? I didn't even know what they were talking about.
Yeah. Kind of does look like legs right there, in a way.
It looks like jeans, almost like a back pocket, you know? How you have like the two pockets on the back of your jeans?
Yeah.
Is that like an IR camera? I wonder.
I mean, right there, it looks like legs. She's got legs. I don't know.
Maybe they got hit and cut in half, and it's just the ghost legs.
Ghost legs. That's it. Granddaddy long legs on the road. I don't know. Weird.
Granddaddy long legs.
Tiny person, exactly. Now hitchhiking. It's half a person hitchhiking. Hitchhiking half a person.
It looks like jean pockets.
Yep. There's another half up in the air. I missed it.
What, huh?
I got a real short one, and then I got my crystal video. You got
I
more?
have the mystery language. How about let's skip the mystery language and just go to the man with the world's longest tongue breaks the Jenga world record, because it's like a 6-minute video.
Man with the longest tongue. I'm friends with a girl on, maybe that's another story, on Instagram. I forget what her name is. She's got a huge tongue, though. This is one of the, you're scrolling through and it's like, scroll. What the hell?
Do you ever see Pinup Pixie on TikTok?
I think so.
She can, like, her mouth will get huge. She can, like, unhitch her jaw.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's crazy. And then she sticks her tongue out, but it's like her party trick she does. It's insane. She's like 3 times jointed and stuff. Like, she can run up. She's crazy. Wow. She can do all these crazy random things. But yeah, she can unhook her jaw. It looks like a snake unhooking its jaw.
Damn.
The California man with the world's longest tongue set a new Guinness World Record for the fastest time to remove 5 Jenga blocks with the tongue. Nick of Salinas, that's just right here, who earned his first Guinness World Record when his tongue was measured at 3.97 inches, managed to remove 5 Jenga blocks from a stack in 55.526 seconds. And it's just when you listen to this guy talk, it's like all about his tongue. Like, that's all he thinks about and talks about. I just think it creeps me the hell out, if you want to know the truth. Stoburl, who also uses his record-breaking tongue to paint, said being a Guinness World Record holder has changed his life. I've been able to go to different countries and see all kinds of cultures and hang out with good people and have good food, he said. It's very fun. And I looked at the books as a kid, and so to be in them is just an honor. It's huge. Dude, you're in the book for being born with a long tongue. Like, you didn't have to do anything but submit yourself.
Hey, why not travel the world on, your tongue?
I've been able to go to, So yeah, let's see a little bit about this guy.
We got video.
We got video, and this is weird.
We got video. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Let's get down to the tongue of it here. Stop that one. Share this one. Reminds me of the guy, the doorbell licker in this picture here.
Oh, when he's doing the thing to go to keep tapping his like tongue on his nose or wherever the hell it was. He's all serious about it.
I'm pleased to say that you did it in 55.526 seconds. So, Nick, you are.
All right. Thank you very much.
Your official recognition.
I love it.
So, yes, record number 2.
I am absolutely honored to use my tongue for more things. Thank you. I normally paint portraits, like the Mona Lisa, for example. I've done just a giant painting of a beaver.
Oh, I bet you have.
And listen to the next one.
As an artist, I've been very inspired by the works of Andy Warhol and his Campbell's soup can. So I painted my own version of that, which is Tang.
Tang.
All right, you ready?
Over there. Okay. Right. Steal myself. Right. So look. Oh,
You hear that?
Oh,
well, I mean, it's lifelike, isn't it?
the guy's like, "Are you kidding me?"
You don't hear that plane?
My life has changed
Yeah.
since having the Guinness World Records title for longest tongue. I've been able to go to different countries and see all different kinds of cultures and hang out with good people and have good food. It's very fun. And I looked at the books as a kid. And so to be
I can't with him.
on it's huge.
And you know, I'll give him the Campbell soup painting, the portrait that he did there. I mean, my tongue's nowhere near as long, but I could paint better than that with my tongue. I got a feeling. But how did he like? Where did the idea of playing Jenga with his tongue come from?
No clue.
It's like, hey,
He probably does all sorts of weird shit with it. Let me just use my tongue. He bets people. I bet my tongue's longer than yours. Knowing goddamn well his tongue is longest. And then takes your money.
Hey, I don't know. If you got a tongue that big, I guess, you know, he's probably making money with it somehow or another.
Probably.
Yeah. Painted a beaver with my tongue. Want me to paint your beaver? Exactly. You know that's...
Baby, I once painted a beaver with my tongue.
Yeah. Then he unrolls it.
Yeah, like roll like a fruit by the foot.
Yeah. Okay, this one, it's just a real short one. I don't know. You guys may have seen it. You may not have seen it. And there's not much on it other than a Russian military helicopter captured a UFO over Sakhalin, Russia. UFOs have often approached helicopters. Is this real? Is this fake? I'm betting that it's fake, CGI. But I don't know. I've seen it around. Come on, where's it at? I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. Watch it. Tell me what you think. It's this one right here. If it's real, it's pretty damn good. That's why I'm betting it's fake. So yeah, I'll play it one more time. Doesn't even sound like a helicopter. It sounds like a plane. Yeah, Wolfie says that's so fake. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that way too. This came off of Twitter, and I went to the posters. It's like in Russian, so I couldn't read it, but I went to his Twitter profile, and there's a bunch of UFO stuff on there. So then that was like, yeah, I'm wondering if it's all fake, but I don't know. I was reading all the comments, the ones that were in English, and a lot of people were like, that's fake, that's CGI. And then some people were like, well, if that's CGI, that's really good CGI. And then other people were like, that's the shittiest CGI I've ever seen. So the comments were like all over the place. Yeah.
I
But
think I'm
yeah,
going to end up doing that last one anyways, just because we've been kind of talking about past life stuff, and that kind of goes with the past life stuff.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I was interested in hearing this one.
every time I open this article, I have to change the cookie thing. So this girl recognizes her husband from another life and speaks a language none of her family know. When their daughter started talking about a previous life, Swarnlada's parents thought it was just the fantasy babblings of a toddler. It started when she was traveling through a city in northern India, almost 100 miles from where she lived. The 3-year-old girl asked the driver of the car to make a turn to my house. Dismayed, the parents noted the strange comment but had put it out of their mind. But rather than being a random remark, the so-called returning recollections grew into something more sustained. When she began speaking a language no one else in her family had taught her and carrying out dances not associated with the religion of India, her father decided to record these memories. What developed was an incredible story that became known worldwide. H.N. Banerjee, an expert from the University of out there, heard about her recollections and began to put together the pieces and try to figure out where these memories might have stemmed from. Using 9 statements Swarnlada, who was born in 1948, had made, including descriptions of her former house, what was nearby, and the fact her past family had a car, which was rare for that time. Banerjee tracked down a family who he thought matched. He deduced that Swarnlada could be referring to a name I'm not going to try to pronounce, 40-year-old woman who died 9 years before his subject had been born. The two families agreed to meet when Swarnlada was age 11. They were skeptical and did not want to help Swarnlada in any way to recognize them. It was her reaction to meeting them that slowly convinced them there might be something to the story. Traveling up to visit the Mishras, Baya's brother Hari was the first to enter, but did not introduce himself. Those are the people that she's going to go meet. After getting his name slightly wrong, the child then called him Babu, a pet name his deceased sister had used. Next was Baya's widower, Chintamini, and the son Murli. They decided to meet Swarnlada, accompanied by 9 other men, some known to Baya and some not. When she came to be introduced to Baya's husband, she knew him from Baya's former hometown. Every one of these names is an ass kicker, man. When she came to be introduced to Baya's husband, she said she knew him from the hometown. Then she then assumed the bashful manner of Hindu wives. Okay, she then assumed the bashful manner of Hindu wives in the presence of their husbands, including covering her head. She also recognized him among a group of men 4 decades old in the 4-decade-old photograph. This is all screwed up. Later, she was able to spot what were 3 brothers of Baya, putting them in their correct birth order, along with the woman's sister-in-law. When in the following year, she took a trip to the town where Baya had lived after the first place she lived. Baya's son arranged for his brother to be there to meet Swarnlada. Murli looked to trick her by saying it was another man, but Swarnlada stood firm and insisted it was Naresh, Baya's son. Swarnlada, okay, so they're figuring out all these family members. Whew. She told the family things about Baya's life that even they had almost forgotten, like having gold fillings in her teeth, and recalls events only Baya and her husband would know. She remembered that Baya's husband took money from her cash box, something he confirmed. There was a discrepancy in the amount taken, but only by a 2-pound difference. While she was out in that second town, she recalled that one of Baya's sisters had died before her, pointed out Baya's old bedroom, and when traveling down a road correctly, told how the family would wash in the nearby river. There were some aspects of Swarnlada's memories that did not match up with reality. In her recollections, she had got names wrong, including saying her name had been one thing rather than the other. I guess calling her Camleash rather than Baya. She later explained that Camleash had been her name in a life lived between being Baya and her current one. Touche. Swarnlada also said Baya had died of a throat disease. However, she had been successfully treated for the throat ailment but died a few months later of heart disease. Yet none of these details prevented the family from accepting that she was Baya reincarnated. It was noted how her behavior would change when she was with them. Swarnlada's father, according to Online Psychology Journal, said she would act reserved with him and his wife, respecting them as her parents. But when with Baya's sons, she would be informal in a motherly way, as if playing the role of their mom again. It was not just one past life that Swarnlada said she recalled. She used to perform 3 songs from that second place that they went, and dances, something she believed stemmed from her time as a girl called Camleash, the name that she mistakenly called the other girl. She said Camleash had lived in a city that's now Bangladesh, and that she had died age 9 before being reborn as Swarnlada. Her memory experts found it was recitative only. She cannot converse in that language, nor translate the words to Hindi. She can only perform them. Both her families in India accepted Swarnlada as their own. It's why experts like Dr. Ian Stevenson, who helped bring her case to international attention when featuring it in his 1966 book, 20 Cases Suggested of Reincarnation, felt that, unlike many children who talked about memories allegedly from another life, they did not totally fade as she got older. She told researchers that it was only at age 25 that she stopped receiving new memories of Baya's life. Reincarnation researcher interviewed Swarnlada, who got married in 1973 and worked as a college lecturer when she was in her 60s. She told him she was still carrying out annual Hindi rituals with her past life brothers and was involved in their lives. Dr. Rowett published an article in 2019, wrote, "She informed me that she feels she belongs to the family of the past life when she is among them, while when she is with those of the present life, she thinks that the latter are her family. She's able to live a well-adjusted life at both places." When doctors spoke with her, Swarnlada performed a song that she claimed to have learned while living as Camleash. So, after the visit, Swarnlada says her past life family still gives her the same honor they did before. Now the family has expanded. Grandchildren also give her the same respect as before. Swarnlada's daughter-in-law was very much happy to meet us. Though she says it's very hard to believe in rebirths, she has to believe after listening to all regarding the rebirth case that's her mother-in-law. So I got confused because I'm like, okay, so was she the reincarnated lady in her second life, or did she know the lady in her second life before she was in the third life? So I'm a little bit confused about some of it.
Yeah, I got a little.
All these names and shit with the towns.
Yeah.
That all sounds the same.
It's a trip though. That people can, I've read other stories and seen other stories that, somebody kind of along the same lines, can all of a sudden, or maybe something happens to them or whatever, and all of a sudden they can speak a different language they've never spoke before, or, they know people that they've never known before. It's how does that happen?
Yeah, and even if they got things wrong. Just the fact that you don't know the people and you got things right is what's weird. Like, you can't expect someone to maybe remember everything.
Yeah. It's a trip.
What do you got for us?
Oh, I got no more articles. I just got a crystal of the week, which is somewhere here. Where could it be? It's a good question. I don't know. Who do I ask? Let me play this one. Good Lord, I don't need it full screen. Okay, here we go. I'm sure many of you crystal weirdos have this one too, because it's very popular. This is the crystal of the week, and it is rose quartz. You may have guessed by seeing it. Rose quartz is one of the most common varieties in the quartz family, and is primarily found in Brazil, Madagascar, South Dakota, and the USA. It usually forms in the cores of granite and has a hazy to translucent appearance. Its color ranges from a light pale pink to a deep hot pink, which can have reddish hues at times. It's also due to trace amounts of titanium, iron, and manganese. The color is very stable and usually doesn't fade with heat or direct sunlight, so it's a pretty stable crystal. Some of its meanings and energies. Overall, rose quartz is a stone of pure love. It assists in awakening the heart to its purest loving potential, allowing one to find love for themselves and others. This awakening of the heart also provides deep feelings of personal fulfillment and contentment. It assists with spiritual attunement to the earth, universe, and the divine, which allows one to deeply link their own heart to the hearts of others. Rose quartz carries a feminine energy that encourages compassion, peace, tenderness, and healing, which brings forth feelings of nourishment and comfort. The stone's variations cleanse the emotions and the entire auric field, healing the heart of its wounds. It promotes the release of tension and stress, dissolution of anger and resentment, and dispelling of fear, suspicion, providing a rebirth of hope and faith. It also aids in healing from physical, heart disease, and trauma. When meditating with rose quartz, one can feel the immediate connection that it has to the heart, and its soothing energies envelops and rejuvenates it. The energy can expand from the heart throughout the body and to all chakras, bringing them into perfect harmonious balance with the will of the pure heart. When holding or wearing rose quartz near the heart, a pulsation of the stone's energies can be felt around it. When carrying this stone, it can also make one aware of the presence of negative energies. It excels in attracting new love, romance, and intimacy, and can be used to develop closer bonds with family and friends. Working with rose quartz also inspires the love of beauty in all things, especially things that stimulate the imagination, such as the art in all forms. Some good pairings for rose quartz. It harmonizes with all stones, assisting with purifying and balancing all energies. Combined with emeralds, the awakening of the heart is enhanced and deeply connects one to the energies of Venus. When combined with tiger's eye, it assists in realizing the heart's desires and physically moving towards them. Blue tiger eye specifically can also enhance rose quartz ability to discern negative energies and cleanse them from the aura. When paired with moldavite, it provides a powerful enhancement to one's abilities of spiritual awakening through the heart center and the power of love. Rose quartz is one that I've always been attracted to. I have quite a few pieces myself, including a rose quartz skull and some other things. And it's just always been, again, I say it every week, one of my favorites. So there you go. There you have it. A little bit on rose quartz. If you don't have some, it would definitely be a crystal worth picking up. And like I said in the beginning, it's easily found in any crystal store around. Pretty much everywhere has rose quartz. So there you go. There you have it. Thanks for watching. There you go. There you have it. Thanks for
That's
watching.
funny. I didn't know that you were going to do that one, but when I was putting my bracelets on tonight and I went and put this one on, I thought about you for some reason.
Ah,
My rose quartz one. I was like, I'm going to show you for some reason, and I didn't know why, and I didn't.
yeah, I got a bunch of rose quartz. I got big chunks of it. I got whoa, rose quartz skulls of it.
That's cool. That's about it. That's the one that was in the picture, right?
I got wands of it. Got massage wands of rose quartz. There was one in the video there. I was like, that looks like a rose quartz. My biggest piece is in. It's not huge. It's in the other room, but it's about like chunk like that. It's not very gigantic. I went to the Rockhound Roundup. That's when I was over at the Swanee where I ate the poison sandwich. I was over there Friday, and it kind of sucked. It's like 2-hour drive from here. Yeah, I don't mean it sucked. We had a good time. Took the dogs on their first outing in their new little cart.
That was so cute.
Yeah, they did pretty good. Tiki's, she's my road dog. She's been on all the reptile shows that I used to do. She's traveled all over the place, all up and down the East Coast. And she's used to it, used to people, used to traveling. Dixie, on the other hand, this was her first road trip, and she's 10 or 11. She's the neurotic crazy dog.
Oh,
she did pretty good. She did good. And put him in the little stroller that we got for him.
that was awesome.
So I figure, it's an outdoor show, but I didn't want them like just on their leashes running around, like running between people's feet and stuff. So we got this little 2-kid stroller thing, and we put them in there, and they wigged out at first, but then they got used to it once they realized, hey, we can, but we don't have to walk. We can be lazy little fat dachshunds. So yeah, they did pretty good. But yeah, it kind of, the part that sucked about it was we got all the way over there, and it kind of started sprinkling rain. So a lot of people covered like half the show, half the event that day was covered up with tarps, so we couldn't really see anything. We only saw like a quarter to half of what was available.
That sucks. Rocks can get wet.
I know. It was like one table we went up to, and they were like, yeah, we're packing it up for, there's still like 3 hours to go. We're packing it up for the day. We're just going to come back tomorrow. It's like, yeah, we drove 2 hours. We can't really come back tomorrow.
And did you have to pay to get in?
What's that?
Did you have to pay to get in?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But it's a cool event. But the rock club that I'm in, Jacksonville Gem and Mineral Society, we're doing a show the end of the month. I can only go on Friday because I'm playing Saturday and Sunday, but I'm going to go Friday, and I'll be working a little bit, maybe. But yeah, hopefully can pick up some more rocks and stones and crystals and whatnot there. I did get geodes at the last place. Got them cleaned up. Gonna take 1 or 2 over to my buddies and put them on the flat lap and sand them down and polish them. But they're nothing great, but they're pretty cool. It's always fun to open geodes, and see what's inside. Yeah, whoever said I should be drinking some or taking probiotics. I'm drinking a probiotic kombucha.
This is a choker, Lori.
Oh yeah, I bet there's some good stuff out there in Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's got all sorts of good stuff. I love going out there.
Yeah, I sent you a thing last night, saying it was 50 degrees. Now, tonight it's 47 degrees here.
Ooh,
Hell's going on?
they're cooling the earth.
It's a very chilly.
You said it's what?
It's a very chilly.
Mm-hmm. What degree, though?
47.
It's 46 right here.
Oh, so you're almost the same.
Mm-hmm. 79% humidity. Oh my goodness, the humidity's been killing me. It's been so gross. Let's see. We have almost 20 minutes. You want to do cards for the end?
Sure. It's now dropped to 46 degrees.
It did?
Feels like, yeah.
Now we're the same.
No, 46 degrees. And according to the WTF weather, the moon is quietly despising your very existence.
Do you think when clouds people gaze, they think like, hey, that one's shaped like an idiot?
Exactly.
That one's shaped like a moron. All right. If you want a card, put a thumbs up. I've got Christina and Lori and Turquoise and Debbie. And Barry. And okay, Linda and Barry. And Evelyn and Azariana. And Margie. The first one is Christina, and she's the birthday girl.
Let me clean my glasses real quick here. Got my glasses and my shoes.
Your shoes and your glasses.
See with my nub. All right.
Yours came up blank, Tommy. Thumbs up.
Happy birthday to you. I got the shamanic healing oracle cards tonight.
Ooh.
Some good ones in here, some kind of serious ones in here. Just warning you. Okay. Brett Weir. Put Brett Weir on the phone. Yes, Professor Rob. Uncle Freddy's dead. Stepping on piss clams. There's not the jerky boys. All right, who am I doing first here?
Christina.
Christina. All right. Here we go. Bada bing. Bada boom. It is. Christina got masculine energy. Let's see what it says. Now that I can read with my glasses and my shoes. Saul Rosenberg here. The sun, powerful, a life force without nothing on this earth could survive. The masculine energy is one of action, doing, creating, forcing. In nature, it's balanced out with feminine energy. When we find ourselves embodying this energy, we get things done. We are thinking, logical beings. If we reside here too staunchly, we do not have any room for the opposite energy to come in. Being able to effortlessly flow from one to the other, masculine to feminine, is the pinnacle of being in flow energetically. Sometimes in love relationships, the energy turns topsy-turvy and we end up residing in all energy that doesn't meet our highest need. This is hard to break out of due to the fear of, if I don't do it, it won't get done. Realize that two people make up a relationship, and in an evolved one, the relationship itself develops in its own energetic balance, a perfect combination of yin and yang, masculine and feminine. If there's a void in one area, an imbalance will develop, and as in the nature of things, unconsciously we will try to balance out. Being aware is the perfect first step. Alternately, this card signifies a very important man in your life. Ooh.
And then we've got Miss Lori.
All right. This is the Ancient Wisdom card. Sound Yoda-esque. Do or do not. There is no try. Or something like that. Ancient Wisdom. Nature is the perfect place to center yourself and ground out any excessive noise in your head. In nature, all the secrets of the universe are held, from the fierce energy of a raging sea in a storm to the nurturing and loving energy of 100-year-old grove of trees. Get out in nature and listen to what she has to tell you. There is so much to learn from nature. Trees just want to be trees. They're not trying to be boulders. Deer are just deer. They accept that. Wolves are wolves. They know no other way. They do not try to get an extreme makeover to become a bear. The energy... I want to be a bear. I can be anything I want to be. The energy... See, animals don't play that shit. The energy vibration can be so different than the human experience. It's pure love, non-judgment, and acceptance. When you tap into the ancient wisdom of the natural world, you find peace within yourself. You get to know thyself. By drawing this card, you're being asked to come to peace with who you are and what you have to offer the situation. So yeah, I could not agree more with that card. When I went over, when I went last Friday, when I went over to the Swanee River, it's like this, historic Swanee River. It was just so freaking beautiful over there, When I got there, we got out of the car, took the dogs out, and I walked up, and I'm up high on this bluff looking down at the river, and I'm just like, wow, this is living right here.
And then there's turquoise next. Wasn't there a song made after that?
Yeah, several, I believe.
I think that's where I've heard it before.
Okay, turquoise. Boom. It is movement into balance. The sun balances the moon, just as Earth, the water. The sky remain in precious balance. Let me read that over. The sun balances the moon, just as the Earth, the water, and the sky remain in precious balance. So you are moving from unbalanced ideas and lifestyles into a more balanced way of being. A situation may call for some tweaking to adjust it into a balanced mode. Look at the energy and emotions you're putting into the universe, your world, your relationship, your goals. Balance that with every energy you are allowing yourself to receive. The body inherently tries to maintain a state of balance. So do our souls. If you're not receiving enough, you may be unconsciously giving more to restore a perceived balanced state. Step out of that automatic response and listen to your guides and your soul for what the situation truly warrants.
That's a good card. And then we've got Debbie.
Boom. Yep.
Her cups are filleth over.
Creativity. Yeah. Cups are flowing. Creativity. This is a profoundly creative time period for you. Whether it is in the traditional arts, music, or writing, it could be a new curiosity about exploring a way to funnel your creative urges. To be creative, you need to access your right brain, your emotional, sensing, feeling center. Do this by trying things you've never done before. Get physical, dance, doodle. When we acknowledge and act upon our impulse to create, we are aligning our will with the Creator. In this, we can experience the flow of being in your highest path. Start creating and notice how time has no meaning anymore. Hours fly by before you realize it. It's not a struggle, it's pure inspiration. This card can also signify a birth of a child or a whole new way of being.
And then we've got Linda.
All right.
Ooh, is that an owl?
That kind of looks like an owl or a hawk or an eagle.
Yes, like a falcon or an owl, but it's at night. That's one thing, is an owl.
Yeah, you're right. It does have the moon. It's got the sun down at the bottom. It is the Omens card. It's hawk. Hawks are messengers.
Oh.
This majestic bird flies high and reaches the realms of the spirit. They bring back messages from both the seen and unseen. Drawing this card speaks of focus and intuition. Pay attention to the coincidences in your life right now. Focus on where you want to go. How high do you want to fly? When you see a hawk, someone is trying to get your attention. Pay attention to serendipity in your life. Be glad, for this is a reminder that you are living in the flow of energy. Things will soon shift for you. It's a trip not recently, but I don't know, it's been a year or so ago. Man, I had a hawk. I think I told you about that. That hawk was following me everywhere.
Oh yeah.
To the point where I'm sitting out on my porch one day. I'm like nodding off, in the chair, kind of just chilling. And I get that weird feeling. I open my eyes, and the freaking hawk, who has the last several days has been like up on the power line, like watching me. The hawk's like in the yard, like 10 feet away from me, just sitting there staring at me.
So it's still coming around.
Well, this was a while back.
Oh.
I haven't seen it recently. But yeah, man, that hawk was steady. Like I'd be driving through the neighborhood. I look up, he's like right over my car, just like following me. It's kind of starting to freak me out a little bit.
That's crazy. And we've got Very Hot.
Very hot. It is.
It's probably like a messenger of yours or something.
Yeah. Slow but steady. Yeah, it was a trip. It was some sort of message. For sure. I never quite figured it out, but I sort of did. There was some other stuff happening, but I don't know. All right. Slow but steady. Don't rush the situation. More often than not, divine timing and our timing are not the same. When you try to speed up a life experience, a relationship, or even a project, you circumvent necessary experiments or lessons along the way that will contribute to a perfect outcome. Know that wherever you are in the situation, it's the perfect place for you to be. If this place is causing you anxiety, perfect. Now you can look within and ask yourself why. What are your fears surrounding this perceived delay in getting to where you want to go? What's the worst that can happen? What's the best that can happen? If we remove the words best and worst, just let things unfold at their own pace without attaching judgment. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I always believe in divine timing.
Yeah.
And then we've got Miss Evelyn.
Yeah, sometimes things happen and I'm like, damn it, why? Why is this going this way? And then later on, it reveals itself.
Because it's, sometimes like you think life is screwing with you and ruining things for you, but in reality, it's like you're missing something. So they're like, I got to shake it up in order to force you down this other way.
Yeah.
And so it's not an obstacle, but like the right path.
Even like simple stuff that, it's like, I got to get out the door. And something happens and it holds you up. And then when you finally do get out the door, you like leave and 5 minutes down the road, there's
an accident.
There's been a huge wreck. And, you left 5 minutes earlier, probably been right there. All right. This one. Is new beginnings. Water, emotion, energy, all life affirming and life giving. Patience is the key. Once the deluge of emotion passes, you will see what's left in its wake is a wondrous new day, a rainbow of possibilities. Do not get attached to the emotions that surround this situation. This will only attach your identification with the emotion itself, giving it more power and hindering the release so that the door to your new beginning will not open. Sit in the emotion, cry, journal, talk about it with a friend, let it go. Perform a ritual if you're called to one. Place your feelings on a bit of paper and let it go, whether through water or fire or both excellent transmitting elements. Be thankful for the experience of the situation and proclaim to the Creator that you are ready for the newness that is about to come into your life. Rented lips, man. I'm like, that's weird. What are you, some kind of stupid? Can't
And
understand.
then we've got Azariana.
Siriana.
Rented lips. So what about the hips?
Yeah. This is past, present, and future. Integrating past, present, and future. We all arrive on this earth with a plan. We all have lessons to learn. In the process of learning these lessons, most of us will encounter experiences that we will label as bad. The labeling and duality we carry with us wherever we go is what we call our so-called baggage. When we let these labels direct our relations to life, our reactions to life, and experiences in the present, or even project them into the future, we are working with a lower energy vibration. When you're able to integrate your lessons without labels, then you are free to remain in the present experience, enjoy it for what it truly is. You can then move forward in the future without expectations or agendas and be much more open to what will be for our highest and best gain. Let go of labels and judgments surrounding the situations. Reminds me of the old saying of the one that I just had a brain fart on. Like, I can't remember the words exactly.
And then we've got Margie and then Tommy.
Margie. Got the glare on the cards. This is changes. The changes card. Changes. I love when I open the book and turn right to the page. Like ripples from the smallest drop of water in a pond, the smallest of changes in one's life can bring about the greatest rewards. Think about changes you can make in your life. These do not have to be grand, sweeping changes. Judicious small changes can add up to life changes after time. Think about small changes you can make now that will add to your quality of life. Clean out clutter. Commit to walking every night after dinner. Cut out processed food from your life. Alternately, big changes are coming your way. I like the sounds of that.
Yeah.
Although
in that case, the changes are good.
Yeah. I don't always like change, but yeah, change for the better.
Yeah. And then we've got, last but not least, Tommy.
This one is, oh, Tommy gets the sexual energy. Sexual chocolate. All right, Tommy, you ready to hear what this one says? In its purest sense, sexual energy is not an energy to be expanded from you. It is a state to reside in. First and second chakras are the root of our sexual feelings. When you use this very potent energy to manipulate people and situations, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. When you expand your life force energy up from your first two chakras and incorporate the energy from your heart and your crown, you can experience the most complete and divine experience of sexual energy possible. This doesn't even have to include another person. When you can merge your connection to the Creator with your connection to the earth without any filters, blocks between the two, you will experience a complete and true connection. We act as a conduit between heaven and earth. And when we put ourselves into this energy at any given time, we are not tempted to use our sexual energy in a way that feeds our need for validation, nor are we easily manipulated by others' outpouring of sexual energy. This card is asking you to look where sexual energy is directed in your life. Did I get everybody?
You did. Are you gonna pull one?
Yepers. It is. It's the self-love card.
Oh.
Self-love. We always try to think so highly of the ones we love. We even give strangers the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to self-love, many of us fall woefully short. To love oneself is to accept imperfection, embrace learning, and battle through the all-consuming fires of self-doubt in order to find the energetic balance inside each of us. Be aware of the small, insidious voice that perhaps repeats the negative self-assessment you had as a child. Maybe an ex-lover or a friend put a label on you that you've accepted. The self-judgment has no place in a whole, healthy relationship that is vital to have with yourself. It's only when you find your love for yourself that you can sincerely offer love to others.
You want to pull me a card?
Why, certainly. All right, here you go.
Oh, what's that?
It is emotional release.
Oh, shit.
It says, we all want to be strong. As humans, we value strength and independence. But as also as humans, we need support of our family, friends, our tribe. Trying hard to be strong, pushing down emotions such as fear, anger, betrayal, sadness, only forces them to grow and become stronger. The bubbling up and release that eventually comes and takes everyone involved by surprise and sometimes does harm in terms of hurt feelings and words that can't be taken back. Get into the practice of voicing your feelings, even if it's just acknowledging them to yourself. Journal, create, dance, find a way that you can safely feel your most feared emotions. Feel them, let them go. This is potentially deep healing for you.
Yeah, yep. They're funny. And I've got my tribe.
Exactly. Well, if there's nobody else, that was a bit from the shamanic healing oracle deck. I've got another one that I got a couple of decks that I haven't used here. Got one that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll try it next week. It's a tongue twister.
How do you mean?
I don't even know where it's at. It's here somewhere amongst
1111, make a wish.
it's the Egyptian cards deck. Egyptian cards, Egyptian gods. And, you know, of course, it has a bunch of hard to pronounce names in it. So I'll probably tongue beat them to death next week if we use that deck. But, anyways, yeah, Ton does go fast. That's for sure. I don't know. Y'all have a great week. I might be on Sunday for Paranormal Soup. I might not. Depends on what time I get out of my gig. Hopefully, I won't be blowing the bathroom up this weekend like I did last week.
Hopefully not. Just don't eat gas station meat.
No more gas station.
Eat gas station meat.
Yeah.
When you see that sandwich, sing it to yourself. Don't eat gas station meat.
Exactly. Busy Bee was
Any
in my
gas station meat.
Yeah. I know it scares me to eat grocery store sushi, but that hadn't tried to kill me. But yeah,
I think that's still safe. It's probably still safe.
Yeah, I mean there is a little guy back there making it. You know, who knows when the gas station sandwich was made, and what and who made it, and what it went through.
Before it got wrapped up nice.
Yeah. Gas station boiled eggs. Yeah, that's one thing that I've never eaten out of a gas station.
Gas station boiled eggs?
And a gas station egg salad sandwich sounds like a freaking nightmare. That sounds like it could be a total gastrological experience right there.
I have to admit, there was a point when I'd be in a hurry and grab like a tuna fish sandwich out of freaking 7-Eleven or something in the past.
Yeah.
And in high school, I used to get the buy one, get one free AM PM hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not good. Or the buy one, get one free hot dog.
Yeah.
Or 2 for $1, whatever it was. Whatever it was, you if it's that cheap, you know it's not real food.
Yeah.
Even back then.
One of my girlfriends at the time used to work at the Little Champ, is, you know, like a 7-Eleven or whatever, Jiffy store, whatever they're, you know, they were called in your area. Little convenience store. And, you know, we're like living out at this place on the beach and like barely affording rent. And she'd always call into the, you know, come down to the store, and like all the hot dogs that hadn't sold, you know, they'd been turning on the damn hot dog turner for like, who knows, you know, like hours. Yeah. And like the nachos that were left over from the evening. Yeah. I used to live on convenience store hot dogs and nachos. Never killed me, but man, pretty nice.
I on purpose lived on Slurpees and 7-Eleven nachos. That was like my comfort food for a while. Like when I was in my 20s, I'd be all for, you know, about whatever, and go get myself my comfort nachos and Slurpee.
Yeah.
In fact, I like the 7-Eleven nachos.
Yeah.
Some pico de gallo.
Yeah, I always used to just put an extra heap and pile of hot peppers on the hot dogs, just to, you know, maybe try to kill what was ever growing on them. They've been on the rotisserie for so long, they were like rubber hot dogs.
Like shriveled up like Freddy Krueger's penis.
Yeah, exactly. Freddy Krueger's penis. That's what I used to eat. Freddy Krueger's penis. All right, on that note, I guess we're out of here. We will talk to you later. Have a great rest of the week. And we'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye.